Our vision for using a wireframing tool involves having a technical person join requirements gathering meetings alongside the business analyst. While the analyst collects business requirements, the technical person captures technical details of fields and data types. This dual approach provides a cross-check of accuracy while providing a visual for the customer. The technical team can then define the data dictionary, database schema, and entity relationships from these wireframes. I'll begin with a wireframe using a provided canned flow. Starting with templates, either a screen or diagram, I select the Create a Task flow, which generates a full Kanban showing all related screens. Note there are two modes, high and low fidelity. We typically use low fidelity to avoid implying any screen design elements like color and graphics. I choose all the screens and I rename project name to project demo. Now switching to prototype mode, I link elements manually by connecting buttons to target pages. Now we run the prototype and observe the navigation. You can share a public URL of the prototype. Now we'll look at one of the smart components for charts. Again, we'll pick high fidelity, we might want to use that even in prototyping for charts and reports. Navigate to the smart component. We can import from a CSV. I have some CSVs ready. We import just a morning, noon, and midnight. Here I brought it into a grid just so you can see the data, but now I pick one of the charts, drag it on, and again we can say edit data and import that same CSV file. So if people had CSV files that could be reports, this is a great way to demonstrate what a report might look like. I'll change a few legend colors. I'll just change a few of the colors here to make morning, noon, and night more intuitive. We could also work with the style, so we might ask the program team, what do you want this report to look like? Do you want vertical bars, stacked bars? What do you like? Now we're going to look at a donut chart and showing quickly how you can manually edit. So rather than importing from a CSV, you can manually edit these as well. Now we'll look at a lo-fi wireframe, how we might actually use this during the requirements phase. So I create a blank board, I pick lo-fi. Then I want to add some screens. So I'm going to first add an empty screen. I'll pick a desktop layout. This is also used for laying out mobile devices. And we're going to rename it to sign up. Then I search the templates for sign up. There is a lot of templates. We can pick the sign up form. Just drag that in. And let's say we don't want people using Apple. So we say, okay, we don't want Apple, just delete the Apple. Now suppose we need an additional component to say, is this in the USA or not? So we drag the container, we drag a drop down, we drag a checkbox, give them the name, use in USA or not, US state. And I added that label not to imply a design, that US state label, but as a design documentation. Now finally we pull a template on just to show how a screen might look. Now we add a next empty screen. We'll call this a list view. Search for a table. There's a lot of table templates. We drag one over. Now I'll show how you can adjust table elements. Suppose we don't want email, but we do want We could want currency. You could pick a currency range. That could be salaries. Or maybe we want the job title, and we pick job title and give it that name. And now we have a mock-up of a username and job title grid. Now we need a button that says post a new job. Okay, that's what the analysts want. Add another empty screen. This will be our final screen for this. This is a new job. And we can, again, pick a canned, I thought the profile looked pretty well for a job. We drag the profile over. And of course, at this point, we would rename or adjust these fields to better match a job posting. Now we can doing the navigation in the prototype. Again, connecting the screens together. I added an icon just as a way to navigate back to the startup, so we have a full navigation of the prototype. So here we're running it. We click sign up, we see our job lists. Sign up goes back and save profile brings us to the list. And again, we can create a link and share that with the public URL project team, or of course it can be internal. Visily has some useful AI features. We're going to look at generating from text and from screenshots. So first from text, let's create a blank board. Let's do high fidelity for fun. We're going to generate a design from text. Paste in some text. We say it's a website, which means more than one page. And we want to say entire website. In this case, I specify only 2 pages, so create a 2-screen VIN lookup that returns make, model, year, fuel type, GVWR, and a warning about motorcycles and a Carfax link. Okay, we generate, actually cut out about 15 seconds here. It costs a little bit of credits, but you get a lot of credits per month with the paid. We're adding our 2 screens to the board. In this case, all the prototype connections are provided for us. So at this point, all we have to do if we wanted to rename or adjust something in the prototype, if everything looks good here, we run it. And that quickly, we have a VIN lookup. Enter your VIN identification number. You'd enter a VIN. We have the Carfax warning and say, customer, is this what you want? You enter a VIN, you get the VIN description. There's your safety warning about motorcycles and the link to the Carfax and your navigation at the top. Now we'll use the AI function, generate a design from a screenshot. So you can take a screenshot of any website you like. In this case, I chose Carfax. You're going to paste or navigate to it. I'll navigate to the Carfax screen. It uploads it and parses it into editable components. Here we add it to the board. And we can do something like change the background color. We can drag things around. Rename the logo. And basically make it our own design. Now we'll look at the Smart Component table. Tables are important because often requirements state that they want reports when really they mean CSV exports. So here, just dragging a table defaults to these columns, and you can edit as you wish. You can also import from a CSV. Here I have a list of VINs. So you can quickly prototype a list of vehicle attributes, and you can quickly add a column. Suppose we want to add the owner. So we just add a text column, and we use the AI to pick a name. We say first and last name, and then we rename the top column to owner. We can also generate with AI. So here we tell it that we want to generate a table of 8 rows with columns VIN, year, make, model, fuel type, owner, and emissions as kilograms of CO2. It might take about 15-20 seconds. I chopped a bit out here. And we add that board, and here's what it generated. Your VIN, year, make, model, fuel type, owner, and emissions in kilograms of CO2. Good support for documentation and collaboration. Here you can drop sticky notes over the top of it. And these are visible in real time. If you're collaborating on a Teams meeting, others logged into here can also watch these changes. And you can also add comments. Here I question whether John Doe is a good example. Finally, I'm not going to cover it in detail here, but Visily also has good support for generating diagrams, flowcharts. So just briefly, we picked the diagrams, and it's going to bring up diagram canned options. And of course, you can use these and edit them and adjust them to meet your needs. And that's it for Visily from me today. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.